Well, good morning to y'all. It is race time. We're just getting some final things prepared as we speak. It's Ryan. I see Jordy in the chat. Good morning to you, Jordy. Thanks for being here. It's going to be a good race. Max Verstappen's now apparently on the pole, which is a development. They're telling us Leclerc's out. So somebody with a Red Bull Honda is now going to be on the front of the race, which is kind of cool. How is everyone? You? Morning, Jordy. Jordy said, I panicked a little bit. I thought it was Monday for a second, which is an understandable concern. Excuse me with my coughing. Right, let me make sure my audio is coming through okay. Yeah, I think I can hear myself pretty well. Sounds like y'all can hear me pretty well. What are you doing this morning? Monaco is a race through the streets apparently, and Sean's going to sit down as soon as we get our TV on and tell us all about it. We'll have history lessons. We actually were even thinking about maybe reading a book to you today, chat, which is kind of cool. So it's going to be a Dr. Seuss book. It's called Green Eggs and Ham. So if you don't know, you can join us in the Discord, which is at gamingmorningshow.tv/where to find GMS. There's a link, or you can type !Discord in the chat. And we have the race eventually will be going on in our Discord, and we'll be putting up a lap thing here as soon as we get some logins and things. They just showed the the Drivers' Championship standings, and Hamilton's at the top. But I thought that was the starting grid for a second, and then I panicked a little bit because I thought that would suck. But luckily, that's not the case. So we're in pretty good shape. And that looks good there. Make sure we're on Facebook. Yeah, we're there at 2. And then let me make sure we're on Twitter. Where are you watching from this morning, chat? Around the outside. Around the outside. But the outside line, and already Martin is pointing that car to the right. Yeah, he's got to get over there and block Bottas off. But the racing line is kind of down the middle, really, isn't it? It's neither left nor right. Just checking YouTube, seeing how we're doing over there. Just checking YouTube, seeing how we're doing. Okay, where am I coming through on that? Okay. Where am I? All right, lights out. Oh no. Lights out. So I'll have you fire that one up for me, please. And the Aston Martin there, they're really trying hard at the inside of the hairpin. That's such a around the inside. Anytime, especially at the beginning of the race, but often you can surprise the driver ahead of you. But Verstappen got a lot of wheel spin. You could just see the rear axle light up. And no wonder he had to cover Bottas off very aggressively. Apologies there, it was Sebastian Vettel, not Lance Stroll. Vettel's in 7th place at the moment, ahead of Perez, Ocon, Giovinazzi, and Stroll in 11th, and out in front. What do we have in this one? Discord would be this race, and then we'll share the screen around. Yeah, super aggressive from Verstappen. Bottas did actually have to get out of the throttle as Verstappen took the line, and when we see the start again, I'm pretty sure you can almost see the thing just sitting there, the back end squatting a little bit, and the tyres lit up on the Red Bull. Bottas' reactions were quicker than Verstappen, but he closed it off well. Did the Dutchman, who continues on to lead there. High hopes this afternoon of the first lap. Led by a non-Red Bull or Mercedes car
in 2021. Charles Leclerc not starting the race soon put paid to that. It's Verstappen who leads the way then from Valtteri Bottas. Carlos Sainz third, Lando Norris
and this is the Irving one. Okay.
And that
Cool.
is the very disappointing sight for fans of Charles Leclerc, for fans of Ferrari. Car number 16 in the garage with a drive shaft issue.
We got a cat this morning. I got coffee, so that's good. Is this the video?
Yeah.
Okay. And then will you do that there?
Yep. This isn't a password issue. It's just like, nope, something's not working.
Refresh.
This could be quite significant for those ahead of him as well, because he's going to be going very long into this race on that hard time and has already made up places.
Did I break it?
So keen to get past Esteban Ocon on the first lap to gain a bit extra of that. He can run very long indeed. I mean, those hard times just about do the entire Grand Prix. If you can't do that if it's dry, you've got to run two different compounds.
You're watching live as Sean types passwords into my computer.
The password is put it on a pancake. 1.
For security. Is it caps lock on? No, because you turn that on. My computer's keyboard is also very broken.
Yeah, I just noticed it wasn't typing. I don't know what its issue is. It works just fine on there.
That's funny. So I'm gonna turn that off.
Try signing in from this.
Wasn't able to make any ground up back there, but you can try it. You see a bit of confetti of carbon fiber.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's all right. It's fair enough because the segment was not alongside it. On most other tracks, Bottas might have tried to go round to the left-hand side of the step.
Left-hand side? Left-hand side?
Left-hand side.
Something that reaching 114 meters for pole position to the first braking. Bottas has just set the new fastest lap of this race.
Be quiet. I said be quiet. Alright, we're going to put the tracker up for you, chat. So you can see the tracker.
Sebastian Vettel was the man that they wanted to go forward with, and Sergio he had to take the seat of Red Bull at the end as well, so it's worked out very nicely for the Mexican in that respect. And Sebastian Vettel with his highest start as an Aston Martin driver.
Don't love that. That's better. That was a flip flop. Where was our cool side by side that we had? There it is. And then we'll show chat.
There it goes.
No, I'm sorry about Leclerc for you guesses.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make this full screen this time. See if it actually lets us.
Two passes right in
the
the back. Bye. Thanks for coming.
cat has left the building. I repeat, the cat has left the building. So who are you pulling for now that Leclerc's out? I also did forget the coffee this morning.
Oh.
So, Chad, I have to tell you. So I got up this morning to come over. We're on Sean's deck. It's big, and I was gonna bring coffee, like actual coffee for us to share this morning, but I ended up just grabbing my own. And I go out to my studio where we do a gaming morning show at my house, and went to go grab the stuff, and I see this massive like spider web built in the corner of my desk. And so like I open one of my cabinet drawers and I look in there and there's just spider web all over it. And I'm like, oh, there's something in there. And that's what distracted me. I just grabbed my bags and stuff and took off. It was like crap. So I got to clean that out and try to find a spider in my desk this morning. All right, so we're gonna go with Lando and the boys. Nice. Well, congratulations for being in this race, Jordy. I'm proud of you.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
And we should be in here. Yeah. Yeah, so our audio should be coming through in the Discord too. So if you want to join us there, you can. The idea is we have the race in the Discord, and then we have you, chat, hanging out with us.
Yay! Did you see McLaren's classic livery for the race?
No.
Yeah, they did a throwback livery.
I'm going to check one more thing. I kind of like maybe a different view. Lane, what's the data view look like? That's cool.
You're very needy this morning. Oh, bless you.
Did you just sneeze on him?
Arturo's allergic to.
Cat's
How are the
allergic.
turntables turned?
Yeah, Gashless is with you with the classic livery.
It's nice, and that's sparked discussion this week. How other teams should just do like throwback liveries for Monaco, and I think that'd be super cool.
So all soft at the top, soft at the bottom, and then hard.
It's very like symmetric.
Yeah.
It's soft on hard, some mediums, a hard, soft.
Yeah.
It's nice work. No one move.
Yeah, no one gain or lose position.
It is Monaco, so that's realistic.
I like how they go into the tunnels.
It's good stuff.
Could you imagine being in Monaco, right? And you don't know that there's a race, right? Like you just moved there this week, okay? And you got this really cool condo, and you're sitting there and you're like, man, I can't wait to sleep in on my first Sunday in Monaco. And then all of a sudden you wake up and you just hear, How fast do they think they actually get 120 probably in straightaways here, or is it faster?
Probably a little faster. It's all out on the start finish straight. It's probably a little faster. We'll know what the book will tell us.
Ooh, we're gonna read from the book here in a little bit.
Babysitting their tyres actually at about the same pace.
And it's the step of it that we talk about between Bottas. The gap between Bottas and Carlos Sainz has come down somewhat at 2.3 seconds.
Yeah, do you know what the rules are for liveries? He's Gash says there's pretty strict rules for liveries.
With the structural changes that Formula One's gone through the last couple of years, they've gotten a little bit more lenient in terms of, like, they were really strict about changing your helmet and stuff, and they've gotten a little bit more lenient on having different helmets throughout the season, and stuff like this, like letting McLaren do a throwback livery. So if we saw something like that happen widely, between the different teams, it would probably be something like for Monaco specifically, and then have to use your other ones. So we'll see. But they are getting more lenient with that kind of stuff with the new the people in charge now.
Good morning. I am Ryan. This is Sean. We're part of Gaming Morning Show, which you can check out Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on wherever you're watching us now, but Facebook Gaming, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We're watching the F1 race in Monaco. And if you haven't already, you can join us in our Discord. Easiest place, gamingmorningshow.tv/where-to-find-GMS. And we have the race going on in there. You can also hear us in there. So if you want to check that out, you're welcome to, and we'd love to see you there. We're both fans of Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing, and so that's kind of where our allegiance is. Both this morning and always. You got Gaseous in the chat who's rooting for Perez after Leclerc was removed from the race. The whole qualifying thing for this race was odd. Sean was telling me about, just because Leclerc ran into the wall, and any of y'all in chat can add to this because I'm definitely a novice. But it was kind of nuts in the sense that there was a crash that ended qualifying, and so the field was kind of frozen in place. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Monaco apparently is very narrow, so a lot of a few options to pass. And so, yeah, it's interesting.
So we'll see if that has any bearing whatsoever. What a pattern you can see for yourself in the Drivers' Championship. Max Verstappen currently 4 points ahead of Lewis Hamilton. If things stay the same as they are.
Yeah, Max Verstappen could potentially take the championship lead. Isn't that kind of crazy to think that Verstappen could actually take the championship lead today?
I know. It's all going to come down to pit strategies, where everyone settles out, because there's not going to be a lot of overtaking.
Yes, thank you. Verstappen went on pace to take the pole. They just said George Russell was having some problems. Not sure if it's car related or if it's just he's having a tough day. Either way, understandable. It's a personal problem today. The fastest lap was just down in the 8th spot with Perez. How about that, Cassius?
Nice. So Monaco was the first race I watched live 2 years ago, when I was first getting into Formula One.
That probably makes sense too. Why, in addition to it just being unique and cool, you kind of have an affinity toward it because it's the first one you watched.
Yeah, for sure. Does anyone have a yacht that we can borrow and we'll go next year?
Our friend Copia does. He just retired.
Oh, true.
But on F1 2020, I hate it.
Oh, it's 20. Formula One 2019 was the one I played the most of. And I had a season that was going pretty well. And then I got to Monaco, and it was raining. And I had like every mechanical problem you can imagine, but still be able to race. And it was so stressful. I finished that race, and I felt like physically sore from being stressed for the whole race. It was amazing and terrible all at the same time. But it's so difficult. You can't make mistakes.
I really had to blow my nose. Get it. And we're back.
Yeah, it is. This track just wasn't, when it became a thing, the cars were like half the size. And so you're taking these like monstrous cars around a track that it was not designed to have.
Fun fact, when they made this track, they used to race and only had one wheel. Okay. Eventually the cars went to four wheels, but the track is not widened.
Unicycle. That's where the one is. That's where the one comes from. It was Formula One because they only had one wheel.
Absolutely. That is a 100% true thing that we just said. Man, the people who are just sitting there right on the outside of the walls. That's crazy.
Down in fourth place, and that's 4 seconds behind Carlos Sainz, who's kept the gap to.
Yeah, I mean, this has got to be like just the narrowest. I mean, look at these kind of turns they have to make, and then still try to maintain the speeds that they. I mean, this is nuts.
Well, one of the tightest turn, the hairpin up here. The Grand Hotel hairpin is the slowest corner of the season, and to get around that, some teams have like special wheels or special attachments to their steering wheel because they have to turn so far that they worry about their knees hitting part of the steering wheel and messing something up. And that turn is like, because it is the slowest, they're turning as far as they can, and they're like in first gear, which is rare, and like basically fully off the throttle. That doesn't happen anywhere else.
I mean, Valtteri's not giving him a ton of space still.
No, and you can get close, but there's just no room to pass. Let's get a DRS. We should be good.
Where'd you get this book?
The Amazons.
Oh, I thought it was gifted to you.
No. So, looks like top speed is down coming out of the tunnel at 180 miles per hour.
That's pretty nuts. In comparison, Monza's is around 257.
Yeah, Monza's quick.
It's not impossible to overtake, but it is very, very difficult given how long these Formula One cars are in 2021.
Yeah, you've got the plan area of a Range Rover, basically, 2 meters wide and 5 meters as well. But what has Valtteri Bottas got in terms of extra pace? He didn't show up in the first sector, particularly. He's 3 tenths quicker than Verstappen in the middle sector. I thought he might be a little bit quicker than this.
Sebastian Vettel's got a bit of pace
The Ferraris did well though, right? Because you had Leclerc, would have been on the top, and then
Yep.
Sainz was fourth. It looks like originally.
Well, this sort of track is just made for the Ferrari car, or vice versa, because the Ferrari car just has loads of downforce, and they don't have the top speed. So when you take like the top quarter of the range of these cars out, all of a sudden Ferrari can shine. So they were doing really well, and Leclerc is he's from Monaco, so that was special for him to get pole at his home course. He's had notoriously bad luck at Monaco, so that continues after the hopeful qualifying, but sad for him. I fully believe at some point he'll get a win at Monaco. Just not today.
The Leclerc curse.
The Leclercs.
The Leclercs. Be nice to see Sergio find a way to get higher, but
that's gonna be tough.
Valtteri just got fastest lap. So Max just said, for these tires, I'm happy. Is that like where, like you get like that backhanded compliment from somebody where it's like, for somebody who's like lazy and doesn't do their job very well, you do nice work. Wow.
Clean it up, Lando. Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast, but not too fast. Whoa!
That's not what that's there for. That's not a ramp. But that's where Leclerc went into the wall. There's the McLaren livery.
I like how that hairpin goes downhill too.
Yep.
It reminds me like there's a road in San Francisco that's just this back and forth. I think it's Lombard.
Yeah.
And you just go and weave back and forth all the way down. You go like 1 mile an hour. It's a little bit chillier on the deck this morning. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, good thing I had my sweater.
Yeah.
I almost forgot it.
Well, the good news is I'm not here to destroy your sweater. So I won't pull your thread as you walk away.
I'll never
walk away.
I would never walk away.
Looks like Hamilton was sliding around a little bit.
Slippity slide. Could you imagine if Hamilton crashed out? DNF'd?
No, I can't. There's no feasible way in my brain that I can think that actually Hamilton would not finish the race.
In second.
Yeah, I'm still at this point convinced he's going to win this race. I'm pretty sure Lewis is going to find a way to, like, his car is going to spring wings and going to be able to fly over the buildings and then win the race some way, somehow.
the scene from Iron Man 2 is going to play out, and that guy's going to come out on the track and start cutting cars in half, except for Hamilton.
Yep.
And he'll be the only one who finishes.
That's as plausible as anything. I don't remember if you were here, Gaseous. This was what last race you were at with us, but it was something along the lines of the thing that drives me nuts about Lewis. He just never sucks, So, man,
so good.
I don't even get that close to a curb in my real car. Like, okay, yeah. So it was 2 races ago. Yeah.
Well, Charles, we're all devastated for you. I think there was just a collective sapping of the atmosphere here when everyone in Monaco just couldn't quite believe what had happened. Tell us about the process that led the team to the decision to run with that gearbox.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I felt the issue, I said, I think that's problem with the gearbox actually is not coming from the gearbox. It seems that it's something else. So we need to check still. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's correlated with my crash yesterday, but yeah, we'll try and understand from where it's coming from exactly. I've understood it was coming from the rear left, but I don't know what exactly. So we'll have to see.
Okay, so that's interesting. It wasn't about the decision to run the old gearbox, the gamble, if you like. It was something related to the crash, but not the gearbox.
Well, I wouldn't speak too much because for now I am not aware of everything. But what I know is that apparently it's not coming from the gearbox and it's more coming from the rear left of the car. Whether it's correlated with the crash or not, this we'll have to see with investigations after the race. But it's still early days to speak, I guess.
And it is early days to reflect on the level of disappointment you must be feeling right now. But can you give us some insight?
Oh, in the garage it was very, very difficult to feel okay, but yeah, I guess now I'm getting used to this feeling here. Unfortunately, I've never finished a race here. This year I don't start it starting from pole, so it's a difficult one to take. But I also feel for the team, to be honest. The mechanics have done such a hard job yesterday to try and check everything, and the mechanics were finally a bit happy this morning to see that everything seems fine and all the parts were fine. And yeah, then this happened, so it's a shame for everyone.
Yes, so Sainz then getting on with it now.
It's a tough day at the office. But at least, hey, he's from here and he has friends here, so he can just go hang out at his friend's condo now.
Yeah. It sounded like either he was telling more information than he probably was supposed to, or still trying to figure out why the hell the car wasn't working. Like, because the reporter was like, "Did you just say that it had nothing to do with the gearbox?" He's like, "Well, I'm not exactly sure, right? Like, I don't know if he said more than he was supposed to or what." I don't get that impression in racing. Like that was some big revelation, but.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see exactly what was wrong and why they had to pull.
Vettel then 19 seconds behind Verstappen, so he's still in the way, isn't he, for a Red Bull pit stop? A lot more pace, but yeah, that's quite a lot, isn't it? It feels like I'm on wet tyres.
I don't know progress. In the second moment, smashed it back. So that's the same pace as Max Verstappen as well. So
Did someone just say that it feels like they're on wet tires?
Yeah.
to over 20 seconds in the way that he would like.
Yeah, once again, all the way down to Perez and Eight. They're all moving roughly the same amount of time. Signs are really being modulated by Bottas. And the low 1 minute 17.
Those pit boxes look a lot smaller.
There's just not much room.
Racing around Monaco, 100% point scoring record in his 5 previous Grand Prix series since the in 2017 or around 2019 as well. So he likes these streets.
Oh, do you have power? Like an extension cord?
Yes.
We did it.
Huzzah.
We almost had the power turn off on us. We were running on battery power.
We're really good at putting things in other things.
We finally just charged the battery so we could get overtaking speed. I think Max just said we should do better.
I didn't understand.
I'm pretty sure he said something. We should do better. I love that line.
I rather get the feeling the very honest Valtteri Bottas is not speaking in code. They're trying to pull a bluff there.
If he's bluffing, he's very good.
Oh, that's not where you're supposed to go.
By AWS,
Who was that?
One of the Haas.
rear tyres at the moment. 50%.
I didn't catch which one.
This race, I've seen it worse in terms of
So are the main, like, who's like the team primary or whatever? Like
For
like just what do they call him? The person who's in charge, the principal. Are the principals not like trackside in this race? Are they actually like stuffed in the garages? Because I couldn't tell based on these like shots they're showing.
the layout's weird. Let's show the pit. It's like here. So the pit comes around here, and then they're on like a pit wall
Okay.
up through there. But it's everything's just so freaking cramped because you're in the middle of downtown Monaco,
Yeah.
around all of the casinos. Do you think with it being such a compact course that the blue flag lights are just on all the time?
The first person on each turn whose job it is to show the flag, they just point at everybody.
I'm sure they all advise it, but it's so difficult to move out of the way here at Monaco because there's not much room for a stop.
Yeah, I think he was talking about Bottas, wasn't he? Basically saying Bottas is going too slow for it, but because they're clearing traffic at the moment. What he's saying is Bottas is holding the line.
That's a pretty good spot.
Verstappen's pace here is also keeping Sebastian.
Now, this wouldn't be a bad one to go to.
No, an expensive one to go to,
Oh, yes.
but it'd be a fun one.
Stopping those around him because they're going to come out behind the Aston Martin.
Yeah, definitely Vettel's supporting the bottom. For Red Bull anyway, they know that they can sort Perez out, and then there's a big gap back to Giovinazzi. What they do want the
Giovinazzi.
come out in front of, behind Sebastian Vettel.
It's the sort of thing that a bit of advice from the pit wall, as they said to them a few laps ago, low 116 is absolutely fine for us.
Do you remember what the pit window was?
It's the times that Verstappen is setting.
No, I don't think I saw it.
I don't think I saw it either.
Describe Hamilton is on the case, trying to close down on Gasly once again. He's within DRS range.
Should be coming fairly soon, though.
Yeah.
Super speedways like Monza and Silverstone, we've got the street circuit, the new ones, we've got the historic ones like Spa.
I think but just part of the history and heritage for 1 second. To win a championship, you've got to win and do well across a variety of disciplines. I absolutely say good point. This is always a very different race to say back in where we're going next, which is also a street.
That tunnel shot looks so cool.
It's so cool. Going through there in the game's a lot of fun, too.
23 races in a Formula 1 calendar. I for one missed Monaco a lot last year.
Yeah, we just picked it back up a couple of years. Ted.
So again, are these streets that people use during the rest of the year.
Yeah, these are normal city streets.
But all the lines look like they're painted on. So like, do you just kind of figure out where you're going? You know what I mean? Like the grid, even.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of covering it up and repainting it or painting it with less permanent paint so they can get it off easier.
That'd be so much fun to like be driving along and pretend that you're in an F1 race.
To go on to that Mercedes to get him towards the end. And the nice stop, 2.2 seconds.
Now he's got to pin it on the outlap and he's going to clear Gasly.
And there are videos that people have posted driving around the course, but as it is for city streets, it's pretty cool to see those too.
So the key was, Martin, getting out ahead.
All right, so Hamilton's already pitted. Did you miss anything? Hamilton just pitted. Otherwise, we were just talking about, how much fun it would be to go to this race. Valtteri was saying that his tires are shot, and I think
then nothing else.
Yeah, I think Sainz said his tires. Everyone's saying their tires are shot. Post pit. Yeah, it was a. He came back out one spot lower.
Oh, jeez.
Of course.
Send out the B team for Bottas. Oh man!
Oh,
what
my
a
gosh.
mess.
Someone needs to get a big hammer and try and give it a
Jeez.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
man.
It had to be Valtteri. Why
Could you imagine to have that?
Yes!
Have been Hamilton. Oh, jeez.
Could you imagine being in that car? Because you have no.
Could you
control.
imagine being the guys trying to get it off?
True.
They're like, I'm gonna get fired.
Why is that?
I just-
I don't know.
Hamilton wants to know why it didn't quite work out. Gasly by a car length and a half is ahead of Hamilton there. Valtteri Bottas can find himself out of this race. Effectively, he is now out of this race.
Hey, Gash, welcome to the Discord.
That is it. Over. Valtteri Bottas.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
What an awful lap from Mercedes-Benz team. They didn't undercut Gasly, much to Lewis Hamilton's chagrin. And the other car, real nuts, absolutely shredded. And
Oh, they did. Oh no, that's.
Oh. I thought the same thing.
Yeah, that's just metal.
That's so rough. Could you imagine though? Yeah, if that was Lewis.
Oh man.
Vettel reacting then, and has that inside line as they come through Sandoval. Vettel, is he ahead of Gasly? They're going to go wheel to wheel up by Rivage here. Sebastian Vettel and Pierre Gasly.
Oh,
We need to know who's going to come
Oh my gosh.
This is the only racing of the entire race. Show them racing.
Someone made a
I don't
mistake.
care about
Somebody made a mistake.
I don't care about Lance Stroll. No one cares about Lance Stroll. The only wheel-to-wheel racing will get this entire race, and they cut to Lance Stroll making a stupid mistake. Ah, come on.
He's lost 2 places there.
Well,
Sebastian Vettel.
Vettel got in front of Gasly, but we'll never know how it happened.
They'll show a replay at the next time that there's more live racing.
God.
Look at how I immediately went to the defense of the TV people. I'm like, they just made a mistake.
If it was Hamilton hitting the wall, but Stroll. Ugh. Did you see the dollars flying out of his car when he hit the wall?
Was there a red turtle shell? I was pretty sure I saw a red turtle shell. Oh, could you imagine, Gash? Perez fastest again, top 2. That'd be amazing. Especially with Bottas. Out, right? I mean, that could shift the constructors quite a bit.
Yep. Oh, man.
Had they thought about asking Lewis to come over and talk to the right front tire nut and tell it should leave, and so that they can change the tire? Because it seems, again, anything that Lewis wants to happen happens. This is just me, again, being jealous of somebody who's exceptionally good at the sport.
Especially because he's so good that he elevates everyone around him, and he makes like everyone that works with him that much better. They had a 2.2 pit stop for Lewis and an infinity pit stop for Bottas.
Valtteri's on the phone with somebody. He's like, "Can we just start another racing team? Like, is there anything we can do?"
He's calling up Roman Grosjean right now. He's like, "How's IndyCar?
Yeah,
How's that been? Do you guys need one more?"
I know, guys. I feel so bad for that guy.
Oh man.
Hamilton's had that on his new hard compound, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. And then, to cap it all,
I like how the rear jack looks like what I use on the golf course to carry my golf bag. It seriously does. It looks like a little golf bag cart lifts a Quattro $1 million car.
It was also Alfa Romeo, and they're using lifts from like the 90s because they can't afford new ones.
Yes.
There we go.
1.9, 1.9, 1.9.
2-1.
2 even.
Ooh,
Average. I high-fived and then you knocked.
I couldn't get a high five out of this anyway.
Yeah.
My hands are going.
It's not cold out here today. It's just like it has a chill that we haven't had out on the deck so far this year. Like, I don't think it's any colder, I swear.
Yeah.
Because what's happened here, Martin? Max Verstappen pitting, ready to go as fast as he wants.
well, there's a bit of management going on there by Connell. It's like, every time we can some of this bad news out of the way early as well. Using another place yet. So Sergio Perez, a driver who Lewis hasn't seen all afternoon. All the rest of them. Yeah, and Red Bull straight at the pistol match. Just recheck with what he's doing. He's trying to create a gap so clear the team tactics. And Max can do that because he's got track position of where he needs to be.
2 weeks ago, we were in
So good.
We're all saying well done to Mercedes. Outforce and outthoughts Red Bull on that particular occasion. Get the feeling at the moment Red Bull might be getting their own back here in Monaco.
You know, you say that, and then I look at how many laps are left.
But theoretically,
Oh, this is that race.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if you're watching our feed. I mean, it's the same feed that's probably broadcast everywhere. But, well, they had to cut to Sergio in the pit.
oh, the racing.
All right, so and make sure I'm right. Sainz hasn't pitted yet, right?
Correct.
Nor has Norris.
Correct.
I'm gonna clip that later, by the way.
Actually, no. Sainz and Norris have pit.
Oh, they have.
Who is
Oh,
that?
Yeah. Here, I can flip here, so you can actually see that full screen.
And then Perez just pit. So yeah, everyone in the top 7 is pit. Looks like Ocon, Stroll, Raikkonen are yet to pit in the top 10.
Oh, because you're looking at when they switch tires.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The leader of Monaco has won 15 of 17 GPs, so I see good things for Red Bull. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though.
Yep.
There's
There's
like
still
40
time.
laps left. And I have every reason to feel good, which means I have no reason to feel good.
I was listening to a Formula One podcast. It was probably Shift F1 because they do like a pre-race and then a post-race podcast every week, and they were talking about the number of races in F1 history that had 0 on-track overtakes, and Monaco had like almost all of them.
Morning stuff, yeah. So we on Sundays we go out to Sean's big deck and we sit out here and we watch Formula One. And so on the stream we can't air the race, but if you want to join us in Discord, we have it on in there. Yeah, we're just watching. We're both Red Bull racing fans. Gaseous is in here as well, so Gaseous meet Suff, Suff meet Gaseous, and we're rooting for a 1-2 Red Bull finish. So we'll see what happens.
Mercedes today, it's not going their way at all. Valtteri Bottas, one of two drivers out of this race. The other Ferrari, Charles Leclerc.
How's your morning going, Suff? Or I guess it'd be your afternoon.
Awesome.
Austin, we're out on Sean's big deck. We're watching the Formula. No, Austin. Let's say hi to Suff. Suff meet Austin. Austin meet Suff. Suff meet Gaseous. Gaseous meet Suff. Suff meet Austin. Austin, do you drink energy drinks? Who doesn't?
It's hard.
You just missed Sean's little tissy fit, which was great. It's the second time they switched to a shot where there was going to actually be like some racing, and they didn't finish it. And he just got up and he was like, it was great. I'm going to clip it. Oh, well, you could have a Pepsi. I was say you could have Red Bull in honor of Red Bull Racing.
Wait, do you mix water and Pepsi, or are those separate occasions?
I like this Pepsi, but it's a little too carbonated.
It's so strong.
Yeah. Let's cut it with some water.
I just want to see the racing. They refuse to show it twice now, and I don't think they're going to try again.
Separate occasions. Okay. I was gonna say, like, Austin's wheelhouse then would be like if you get Pepsi with ice, and then it just starts to melt, and you get
to wait it out.
Yep,
just wait it out.
Eventually.
This is about to be delicious.
What are you doing on your Sunday, Austin? That goes for anyone too. Do you have any plans today? What's Ricardo running at?
13th.
Oh my gosh.
He really struggled in qualies. And he wasn't looking great in practice either, but he had a really bad quali, and there's just nothing he can do about it.
I'm surprised Valtteri didn't go in and just start kicking the crap out of his right front. It just would have been hilarious if he just shoved that person who was right there. I was like, what does I do?
That'd be great.
Oh, is Jordy going live? Oh, yeah, and you're recording vocals. So if y'all don't know, Austin's an incredibly talented musician and going to record vocals for a new track that Austin and Mike, I think is who you say, is the one producing your stuff. Well, good luck with that. I've never seen Ricardo so slow. Yeah. I haven't either, but Gaseous, that's because I've never watched the Monaco race. So, because we started watching together like June-ish or maybe even July of like 2019. And then last year they didn't have it because of COVID. And so this is I'm a Monaco virgin.
Mono virgin?
I'm a Mono virgin. I'm a Monty virgin. Okay, gotta go. Love you. Bye. Bye.
Bye, Austin. Thanks for stopping in.
I do feel like this race is almost done, though. Like, yeah. I realize I acknowledge that there was 40 laps left, but as we've been going along, like, man, we're almost there. And then we just got past the halfway point.
Yeah, but we got through the pits. And that's where, as you can see with Bottas, that's where things can go awry. And I like that, we lost Bottas, but Hamilton's still in 7th.
For Maiko, Yuki is in 15th. Back to you.
Poor Yuki.
certainly have a charge.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Ricardo. There was a great shot they had though, if it's worth anything, of him like coming as close to a curve as I've ever seen, a car do in like real life, let alone going, 70 miles per hour around a corner.
So 9.5 seconds clear of Sergio Perez, who had the fastest lap, of picking up yet another podium. This probably is
Yeah, he won in 2018, his last year with Red Bull.
for another 5 weekend for Lando Norris. His teammate Daniel Ricciardo is probably down in
Got to jump in the pool.
Norris in the podium.
Oh, is that a tradition?
Mm-hmm. It's right. It's right here.
Oh, legitimately a pool.
Yeah.
Like it was not like the yacht area.
Yeah, no, it's one of the pools
Here,
at a
can I have
hotel.
it? So check this out. This is the book that he has. Formula One Circuits from Above. Okay. Is this an annual book?
No, they've had a few additions. They'll update it from time to time, but they use Google Earth images and lay out the track for you, and it shows the average speeds and what gear they're in on different corners, and then it has a circuit guide that it kind of talks about all the historic corners and their names and stuff like that. Especially when you get to, the classic races where every corner has a name. It has all that stuff. And
I feel like I'm doing the story time. All right, kids. This is Monaco.
can you say Monaco?
Walk the streets of Monte Carlo, and there's no obvious space for a Grand Prix. It's a cool book. It's a hardcover, too.
Yeah, it's a good gift for if you have any Formula One fans in your family.
Sean's so fancy. You already know.
Oh, and so coming out of the tunnel, and then there's a couple corners out of there. There's guardrail there that in like the old times they didn't have guardrails, and if you missed the corner, you
Oh, so you just said it's not about the time one of the racers went into the water. Oh, here, I'll go full screen again. So it's right there. He's in the water. I mean, that has to be scary, unless it's not that deep. Like he didn't have a chance to like submerge all the way. But could you imagine being harnessed in? Well, because I had a friend who unfortunately, Serena Williams is there. That's cool. I had a friend who went into. There's a lot of canals where we used to live, and so had ran off the road in ice and flipped and went into the water, submerged, and he undid his seatbelt, and that's not always the case apparently when you go into the water. In fact, apparently earlier in that snowstorm, someone else had done the same thing, and their seatbelt didn't unlock, and so they retrieved a car and a dead body, and it was really an awful day. But he and I talked about that, right? Where it's like, from some, for some reason, his thing unlatched and he was able to get out, And I figured it's not deep enough there, but man. Yeah.
This picture is from Alberto Ascari in 1955.
Oh, it was in the 50s. That's crazy.
He was distracted by smoke from Sterling Moss's Mercedes as it expired, and so lost concentration at the chicane. His Ferrari went flying into the harbor. He survived the dunking with nothing more than a loss of pride and minor facial injuries. But his luck was to run out just 4 days later when he was killed testing a Ferrari sports car at Monza.
Oh my gosh, that's
crazy.
That's a grim story. Dang, I was way off. I mean, just by 30 years. But all right, just in case. Well, actually, sometimes when I go to get my coffee is when all the chaos starts. So forgive me if it's my fault that things.
Maybe it'll be good chaos this time.
Maybe.
I love that we get Monaco this week, And then we get the Indy 500 next weekend, which is something I've always watched that with my dad. He's always, for as long as I can remember, if he watches zero racing, he'll watch the Indy 500 every year, and that's next Sunday. So we get this today. That next Sunday, and the week after that, I believe, is Baku, which is yeah, for sure, part of the Triple Crown. Yeah, but the week after that, we get Baku, which is one of my I really like that course. Yep, Monaco Indy 500 and the 24-hour lemon. Yeah, Le Mans, and Alonso was trying to push to complete the Triple Crown, racing in Indy for a couple years. Didn't do very well, but he made a go at it. Now he's back here.
Well, he did say coming into this race, changes need to be made at Monaco. You just can't overtake anymore. Mindset may be transferred throughout this race as well as where you were near Lewis Hamilton not wanting to go for it if he possibly could, Martin.
Earlier on, didn't I? Lewis, I think, possibly looks interesting. In his race here, he's angry.
Angry at where he finds himself, angry that the strategy didn't work out and he's still behind Pierre Gasly. To make matters worse, behind Vettel and Perez as well.
No chaos.
Yet. Haven't sat down yet.
They're talking more about how Hamilton just seems to have given up and doesn't.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Is he? That's my Leslie. It's like, is he really 33 seconds behind Pierre? Oh, is that the sequence? Monaco, Indy, and then
that's the Triple Crown.
Oh.
So Monaco, and it's partially the sequence because we do have Monaco this weekend that we were talking about this while you're out. Indy 500s next weekend. And then the weekend after that is Baku, Azerbaijan, which is one of my favorite tracks to race in the game, which makes it fun to watch on TV because I'm like, oh, I like this one. Has a castle, has a couple cool corners, has a like super long, fast curve. It's a good track.
Gaseous, do you buy the game every year? Like, are you going to get the 2021 version when it comes out?
When it comes out, we'll have to find a night to stream that we can do the race before we race.
Well, I'd like to, like, yeah, I was even thinking about that, where if even we could, do YouTube or something like that, Almost part of me wants that, like, because this year they have the teammate thing, so that makes me interested in playing at the same time as Sean, because we could be, in theory, both Red Bull racers. But even, like, I could edit in real time while you're racing, and then we could just cut out, like, the quick parts.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of fun.
That'd be fun, too.
Because we've been trying to think of things we could put on YouTube as, like, traditional YouTube content, not live streaming. So that could be something we could do for Formula One. But, honestly, I love watching the people who have the full racing simulator setups, and then they race, the track ahead of time.
It does, yeah. 2021 has story mode, has full co-op that you can do. You can do it online with a friend, and you can be on the same team, it's going to be super cool.
If you're not already, Gaseous, and you're on Twitter, you can follow us there. And every morning, Sean on our show does Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News, and we post all of the links. And that was one of the ones that we talked about one morning, was the fact the new one would have teammate mode or something like that.
Well, and we were playing the 2020 version together, and we said it multiple times, like, how cool would it be to be able to play it together on the same team, and we can, like, work together with our strategy and stuff like that. And now it's happening. That'd be great.
He says that.
And then I'm going to smash into the back of him.
Oh no, I was gonna say he says that, and then I'm gonna freaking run off the road and be like, "You're blowing up our whole strategy."
No, we're gonna be 1-2, and I'm gonna be like, "Clam, chaos."
For those wondering, we still have just under 30 laps left, so I'm still not comfortable.
Verstappen, Sainz, Norris. That'd be a good podium.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that.
But I still like that idea of Perez.
I'd like Perez to get up in there somewhere.
So I saw you get 25 points for first. Does anyone remember what like the intervals from there are?
It's 25, 18, 15. Is it 25, 18? I think so. 25, 18, 15. And it's actually easier to go from the bottom because it goes 1, 2, 4, 8. Oh, man.
No.
I lost it. And then, yeah, 1 for fastest lap.
Because I was just wondering, like, what's the biggest difference? Like, if Perez even stays in fourth, that could be 3 points for the constructors. Oh, I guess I'm interested in the constructors, too. Because what I would like to come out of this race is you have Hamilton finishing in 7th and Valtteri out, right? So...
I missed a 6. That's what. So it's 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1.
Okay, so Perez, like, the difference would be 12 versus 15.
Yeah.
And what about the constructors? Can you find that quickly?
You just get these points go towards that.
Oh,
too.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's great. Yeah, because having Valtteri out and then Hamilton would get 1, 2, 4, 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, I'm still expecting Hamilton to win this. Oh my gosh! Simultaneously, 6 gearboxes have gone out. Hamilton. That's my track announcer voice.
That'll be more like you thought you couldn't pass in Monaco, and he just passes everyone, and no one knows how.
Hamilton zigzagging through the field.
And while he's doing it, he goes, "Bono, my tires are shot."
I mean, to your point, Gaseous, though, it's cool that Perez still has that fastest lap. I mean, someone can pit, right? But
I don't think there's enough space anywhere to get a free pit stop.
Giovinazzi. There's a 25-second gap there. Giovinazzi pits, gambling a point in the championship standings.
Get another point.
I mean, at least if he gets the teammate. So either way, Haas is going to get, or not Haas.
Alfa Romeo.
I think Alfa Romeo is going to get a point. It does look like their logo always makes me like on the sidebar. It always looks like an H to me.
Yep.
Even though I guess I should know where to look for Haas, but
just look
rude.
Look at the end.
That's so rude.
Not inaccurate. Well, and they've flat out come out and said like, hey, we're basically done developing the car for this year. They're putting all their eggs into next year. Because with the regulation changes and brand new cars, a lot of teams are just as focused on getting next year's car ready as they are for finishing this season. And if you're clearly out of it, like they're all done with this year. They're just there for show at this point.
Gotcha.
Like they're not going to get any faster or any better. So let's make next year's car competitive. And
yeah.
I think Williams is kind of sort of there too.
I do like Williams' blue car.
Yeah, I like their livery this year. I like it better than last year's at least.
It's got to be so odd. Like, McLaren's going to have this after this race. If this holds, Mercedes will have this where you just like get done. You go to like post race dinner. And you're like, man, what an incredible effort today, y'all. We got third. And Ricardo's like, it was an awful day.
I was there too. Yeah, that's a rough weekend for Danny Rick.
I mean, Sainz and Leclerc, right? Man, I got second place. What an amazing day. And Leclerc's like, I didn't get to drive him. That's what I've always liked. And I used to, if you don't know my background with racing, like I used to watch a lot of NASCAR. And that was always the thing is like, they're teammates, and in the NASCAR, most of the teams are 4, wide. It's like, oh, they're teammates, but like at the end of the day, they're not really teammates. It's like you're gonna try to win the race no matter what happens. And so you get a guy who's like, yeah, what a great day it was. We won. And it was like, even though, that's the biggest difference. What I like about Formula One is your teammates and you like share the same pit crew and stuff, right? Whereas like in NASCAR, they're all independent pit crews. They're just labeled as teammates, which is, I don't think it's very genuine, in terms of it's the language doesn't make any sense. Occasionally they'll let each other draft off one another and things, but it's not the same. Is NASCAR or IndyCar, do they have the same pit crews or are they different? Do you remember?
They're different. Yeah.
So it's a little more like NASCAR.
And IndyCar's weird too because like they have teams, but there's no structure to it. Like Formula One, the teams have 2 cars. NASCAR, the teams have 4 cars. IndyCar, the teams, some of them only have 1 car. Some have like 3 cars. Some for like the ovals come out with like 5 cars. Like I don't understand the team structure in IndyCar.
Some cars have a little hat. Some cars like to drive like a bat. Yeah.
Boo NASCAR.
Copia retired recently, and Copia has 2 yachts now. If you don't know Copia, I'll give a shout out to Copia in the chat. Shout out to Copia. Whoops. But Copia recently retired, and so has 2 yachts. And so next year, a Copia streaming party on the yacht right outside Monaco.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that'll work.
Yeah. You'd be getting so many ellipses if he was in the chat right now.
So much ellipses.
I love Lando always waves at people, and I love it so much. That makes me happy.
It's not like any other circuit. The mental attrition, physical attrition really does get to you here in Monaco. We've often seen drivers making.
Do you think his engineers ever get mad at him? They're like, will you stop waving at people and drive the car? He goes, I can't stop. I won't stop.
If you grew up in a small town like I did, you wave at everybody when you drive. So maybe Lando's from a really small town.
I think he's just a genuinely nice guy that can't help it.
Lando's born in a small town. He waves at drivers as they go by. He was born in a small town. He threw that speedball by you. My apologies to Bruce Springsteen. Starting to warm up a little bit out here on the big deck.
Yeah, it's not quite as chilly.
Yeah. Do you want to hold my coffee? Warm up your hands. The mother-in-law got a new Keurig machine, and it's significantly faster than the last Keurig machine. It doesn't run out of water all the time, so
Yeah, big upgrade.
big things are happening. The Sean household.
So, what corner do you think Max is just going to smash into the wall?
Stop it. So this is what's unique about racing, because I've been a big sports fan my whole life, and there are lots of moments of tension in football and basketball, but the amount of like anxiousness I feel watching like a situation like this where Verstappen's at the top, he should win, right? There's Sean's telling me there's no passing in Monaco. He's already had a successful pit stop. I just sit here and just worry for that moment of disaster, because there's so many more variables. You have so much less control. Like, I'm a big football fan, right? So you're talking about play by play. You have a pretty good amount of control over what happens at any given time. Like, the ball doesn't accidentally deflate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And here, like, Max could get a puncture, and then that was that. You know what I mean? And so I'm just sitting here, like, kind of rocking, being like, And that's why I kind of like doing the streams because it's distracting in a way. It gives me something else to think about. But
It's also like with some sports, like football, to continue your example, you can make a pretty bad mistake. You're making a good drive, you're in the red zone, you throw a pick six, and all of a sudden you were supposed to go up, 6, possibly 7 points, and now they're up 6, 7 more. But you can come back from that.
yeah,
You can make some pretty significant mistakes and recover. Like, there's a lot of mistakes you can't recover from in racing. You make one wrong mistake, your race is done.
true. Would you be willing to grab the power for this?
Yes.
Because you, of course, know where it is.
I know where it is.
Exactly where it is. Everyone say thank you, Sean. Of course, if you've never seen us before, on our main show, that's Gaming Morning Show, and that's 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. We're on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and sometimes Twitter, which we're on Twitter right now. You can see us 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. GMS.watch is our website. We're a morning radio show that plays games, and so we go through different things like what we did last night and Gaming Morning Show, Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News. We do This Day in Gaming History. We do birthdays. That's all in the 6 o'clock hour. And then we focus on like lists. We do top 10 lists. We have guests that come on the show. So, yeah, we just have a lot of fun. And then we do occasional things like this. So our next more special event, where it's outside of Gaming Morning Show, is on Monday night. Sean's going to play GMS Plays, which we're doing Minecraft. And then there's a chance on Tuesday. He does GMS Plays on Tuesday as well. There's a chance we'll be doing Resident Evil. And it's a ride-along, meaning I will be next to Sean whilst Sean plays Resident Evil. So there's a chance that could happen.
I can't remember if you asked for the power cord or Girl Scout cookies.
I got Girl Scout cookies.
I don't remember, so I brought those.
I'm not joking. I went inside to get more coffee, and I was about to come back out and be like, hey, I couldn't help but notice a serious lack of donuts. So I don't know if everyone here has access to Girl Scout cookies, but by and large, the coconut caramel, known as the Samoa, that is the best Girl Scout cookie. It's got chocolate on the bottom, coconut across the top, and that's covered in caramel. They used to be called Caramel Delights, and then someone changed them to Samoas. I don't know why, but they're still delightful and caramely. So. I love how shiny the tires are.
Yeah. New tires look so nice. And then like 2 seconds later, they aren't shiny anymore. But right when they go on, they're pretty.
So Stroll started 11th in this race. Started 13th in this race. 2 drivers retired.
They're so shiny.
Aston Martin with the potential double points. Red Bull with potential double points. And that's it.
Lots of drivers starting to make mistakes, so this is full concentration mode.
So they just told Norris to fully concentrate. So no more waving. What's funny though, while you're getting cookies, he's like, the tires on this thing are awful. And so I just expected him to fire back and be like, well, that's cool and all, but I can't. My tires are crap.
he's got back out to 4.2 seconds again. 4.6 now. With that lap just finished from Science. Yeah, it's all pretty static, isn't it? Hamilton is yo-yoing between sort of back and forth from gearbox to gear gas.
Back and forth and back and forth, back and forth.
And the next best, well, the best bike.
Oh yeah, baby. Just you know that skit, right? Okay, I'm just reciting Saturday Night Live. Friendship and kindness, caring and unity. Let's play mix match, mix 'em up. Mix match, mix 'em up. No! Get out of here, Fred. Well, Joe, that's not very Fred. That's not very kind, or something like that. I don't care. This is the part of the show where I would pull up a Saturday Night Live clip.
Right.
Just show you that. Groggy's here. Good morning, Groggy.
Morning.
It's good to see you. We got 16 laps left of the race, and we're watching in the Discord if you care to see. But our best and favorite driver is atop the table, as they would say. Someone I'm sure says that. So. Are you streaming today, Groggy?
For his first point, like to make his first points by finishing right.
Can I just build something into this race properly? Why do you think? The standard by is probably good properly. If there was a safety car, who would take the risky coming? Sainz would stay out, he would do the opposite, then you get a fresh set of soft cars.
Stop talking about safety cars. Just overtake difficulty off the charts. Oh, we'll have fun. With whom are you playing, Groggy?
We're watching Daniel Ricciardo, that's where his teammates, Lando Norris. 3 laps, the striking distance. So our graphics powered by AWS.
Oh, it's Papa Paz.
Hey,
Good
morning.
Are you a racing fan, Papa? Oh, so you're playing with Austin at noon on Stardew.
Nice.
And I assume you mean noon Eastern, so that's coming up. Okay. And 3:15 with Kiki and Super on Apex. Nice.
That'll be a good day.
Well, I hope you crush it. Oh, Papa is a fan of us racing.
Oh.
Well, it's funny. I don't know if you've been to one of our Formula One streams before, Papa, but as soon as it's done, we actually take you down to the yard, and then Sean and I do a sprint race. It's amazing.
You know, I wouldn't put it past us. We both have slippers on, though.
I don't think that's going to matter, Sean.
We're going to fall down.
That would be my only chance if Sean fell down. Oh, groggy, Sean, for sure. I was not built for speed in any way, shape, or form. But I used to watch a lot of F1. Oh, really? See, so Papa, my background was NASCAR. I used to watch a ton of NASCAR, probably from around actually, to be honest, I used to watch NASCAR when it was on TNN, which was in the U.S. Turner Broadcasting is TNT, TBS, and then they had TNN, and now it's like, gosh, I don't even remember what they call it now, but at the time it was the Nashville Network. And it was before NASCAR was, the rights were purchased by Fox. And that kind of started a lot more mainstream for NASCAR across the U.S. But it was just to be, every race was on TNN. And so I used to watch Jeff Gordon racing in his 94 paint color scheme, which was where he got the Rainbow Warrior nickname, with DuPont on the hood. And I became a Gordon fan. I'd watch it, occasionally. And I remember when a person from my family would come out and be like, "Why are you watching NASCAR?" It's like, it's really fun. Watch all this, and try to explain it to them. And they were like, "I don't get it." And I kid you not, 4 years later, my dad got really into it. And And it was like, don't you remember you telling me like you're not into this? And he's like, no, I don't remember saying that at all. Well, and so yeah, so the Earnhardt crash that was at Daytona was a big reason or a big memory for me with NASCAR because we were finishing a remodel of my dad's living room. I was just out of or entering my last half year of high school, so like last half of senior year, and we're busy like hanging wood on the ceiling. And we, the race was, pretty exciting because Waltrip, had a chance to win at Daytona and all that. And then we watch Earnhardt crash on the wall and like the whole project stopped. And you just like, we're wondering, is he all right? And it was weird because you watch a lot of NASCAR crashes and, that there's people telling you things in the TV production's ear, right? They know what's going on, and no one was saying anything, and it had just like this eerie feeling over it. And then, sure enough, he actually had died during the crash, and that was really sad. And so I watched NASCAR probably for another 5 years after that, pretty routinely. And then what would happen is every year the football would start, and I'd get distracted. And that's when, points races were being decided, or eventually they started the playoffs. And so I just quit watching NASCAR because I didn't, it didn't pay off at the end. So I got Sundays back for it. So. Oh, Jeff Gordon's the hero of the land there. The love-hate plant of my hometown. Dude. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, the Earnhardt Sr. crash was really sad. Especially like, so he just went up and into the wall. And, a lot of NASCAR crashes are very much like people are flipping over and there's big pileups. And he was just tapped, went into the wall. And it looked, fairly safe, all things considered. So.
Yeah, so qualifying, which at Monaco with the lack of passing, qualifying is really where all the action is. Charles Leclerc in Q3, so the last round of qualifying, set fastest lap for his first set of laps. And then when everyone was on their hot lap at the very end trying to improve their times, Leclerc crashed on the wall and red flagged the session. So no one could improve their times. And so everyone was stuck with their first time from that round. And so Hamilton qualified down in 7th. Leclerc still had pole. Verstappen was in 2nd. Leclerc had some mechanical issues this morning, so they had to pull out. And Hamilton hasn't been able to do much of anything.
If this is of interest to you, Groggy or Papa, we do have the race going in our Discord. Our donation alert might be busted. Oh, no. I'll take a look and see. Anyway, if you ever want to join us, we put the race on in the Discord because we can't broadcast it on, Twitch or whatever. So if you ever want to join us, you can hop in the Discord and watch while we talk. And sometimes, like, we've had people join us in the Discord and we like talk about the race too. Axe, who's someone that we knows quite a bit about F1 too. So you can check out Axe. We missed a couple weeks ago, right? Was it 3 weeks ago? Was the last race? 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And that was just because we didn't feel like setting up the stuff because we're out on Sean's deck.
It was also Mother's Day, and
true.
We had a bunch going on. But yeah, we typically do this for every race. So not quite every Sunday, but anytime there's a Formula One race, we hop out here and watch it along with everybody.
All right, I'm gonna check this out really quick.
So we're into the last 10 laps here. No changes. Perez has closed the gap a little bit behind Norris, but Monaco being Monaco, difficult to pass. So he was within DRS range, dropped back out of DRS range. Oh, Hamilton's coming into pit.
Oh.
I guess he does have a...
Oh, the race froze too. Of course, y'all hop in Discord and the race is frozen. All right, let me fix that really quick.
So Hamilton wants the fastest lap, I guess.
top 10. But Mercedes wants an extra point for Lewis Hamilton.
Every point counts, I suppose.
Consolation on what would be extremely
Ray should be fired back up.
Yuki just snapped fastest lap. Not that he could get a point for it, but
once again, DRS
TG.
is there. Sergio Perez down the main straight, but once again, seconds behind Lando Norris, who once again has a back marker that's fast approaching it. Mid-10th here.
Lando's still got really good traction, or good enough traction out of Rascal. I can see him, so don't worry for him. He'll be okay with Sergio Perez. It's starting to get tasty. 59.
It should be working, but
Go back.
oh gosh, I see what you're saying. Well, thank you. I appreciate the tip on the donation link. We don't have it fired up just with the system we're using to broadcast this.
Yeah, we're not on our full like slob setup.
Yeah, but
Thank
thanks
you,
for doing
though.
that. That was really kind
Appreciate
of you. Yeah. So that's the link to go directly to that. But well, and it'll play on tomorrow morning's show when we sign on, which will be super cool too. So thank you for doing that. That was super kind of you. We do run a Patreon as well. So if you're ever interested in signing up for Patreon, there's some extra value built into Patreon. It's like a Twitch subscription for our subscriber tier. But even like we have a welcome tier there, which gets you signed into the Patreon system. It's $1 a month. And then there's a $4 subscriber, which is still cheaper than a Twitch subscription and gets you a lot of the benefits. We're going to be doing a GMS games here pretty soon. And one of the things about our Patreon is participant priority. So if we're playing like Among Us or Jackbox Party Pack or something like that, you're able to get into the games a little bit easier. So, and there's double giveaways too. So you don't have to be present to win like our name of the month giveaway and things. So yeah, Papa. And that's part of the reason, in addition to, Gaming Morning Show, we're staying off a specific platform because we want to be able to bring in people who are doing something on platform A, and we don't want to run into any issues where it's like, oh, you're signed on to platform B, so you can't bring anyone on platform A on. So it's important to us. No point in him trying to do anything since he's so far away.
Yep, might as well get the fastest lap. I think he's referring to Hamilton.
Yeah. And
if you have the pit covered, they might as well take it and get the point. Especially because if everything stays as is, Verstappen will go up 4 points in the championship instead of 5.
I love how this is the case with most Windows. I think the default's to do like updates and stuff on Sunday mornings. And I was like, no, we're busy, Windows. You get out of here. Yeah, Papa, and I can always send you, as well as I do, a lot of the people who talk a lot about, how to do Patreon and stuff. But I can send you some of the ones that we listen to if that's helpful, just to navigate the noise.
Get some ideas.
Yeah. I think, honestly, for what it's worth, Papa, you doing like one-on-one type things via Patreon would be super cool. Mm-hmm. Having it where you're trading a lot of your time for those who do, big tiers on Patreon, that would be probably exceptional. So just based on
that would do pretty well. People would eat that up.
I just think it'd be really a good value for people, So yeah, we like it. Like you said, it was Mother's Day last time, and so we had a lot going on that day. But it's not too hard for us to set everything up. The hardest part is like today, getting up at 5:30 on a Sunday. So.
And for the second race this season, I was up late because one of our other brother-in-laws got in yesterday, and we're up late talking. That's the theme this season.
Yeah, like just having one-on-one mentorship, I think, is what you can provide. So I don't know if it's only like for me, I don't perceive you as just being streamer education as much as you are also someone who has perspective to give on, mental health, on the challenges of navigating life, right? And sometimes, that's valuable to people just to have like a mentor in addition to, like you said, credentialed professionals for, psychology or I go to a therapist, for example, right? Like that's a different thing, but you could even eventually build out resources that you can refer people to. So yeah, we can talk more about it for sure. Yeah, agreed. I don't know if it's super smart.
I think it's super smart.
You're super smart.
You're good at that kind of stuff.
He's a doctor, though. Look at you guys being geniuses. I'm no scientist.
Ryan's a really good idea guy.
That is true. That's one of my biggest strengths, Papa. I'm going to be doing a self-awareness thing through the Streamers Lighthouse Discord. And one thing that I know about myself is, like, I love brainstorming sessions. And I'm the guy who, you bring in for an hour, and I can give you all sorts of ideas. I'm not the person who necessarily is going to help you follow through with all of them. But we can think of things that are unique or thoughtful or, tie into things. So, yeah, groggy, for sure. Yeah. I love ideation. I love imagining what could be. So. Oh, that's why Serena's there.
She's there. Do you think she's going to wave it just when Hamilton comes by on his penultimate lap, just out of habit? Be like, Hamilton's here. It's the end.
No. Hamilton didn't win this time. What? Ooh, I love improv. That's been one of the surprising things about doing streaming is the elements of improv that exist. And I even, honestly, having done radio for so long, it's even more so than in radio because you get that immediate chat interaction.
Yeah.
And so the amount of, like, I think Chris uses this term all the time, the amount of riffing that we get to do off of the audience is a lot of fun. And that's definitely different than it was in radio. So my hope for sports, so I'm a play-by-play broadcaster by trade, so I do football and basketball. And my hope is eventually it gets really easy for us to incorporate some elements of what the audience is talking about into broadcasts. Like right now, we'll do, we'll put tweets up on the screen, or you can, say so-and-so did something on Twitter. But I'm interested to see, like, what could be with having, like, a segment of the broadcast focus on the audience without it taking away from the core of what you're supposed to do in play-by-play. So I'm interested to see what that would look like.
Oh, well, that totally changed the, like, dynamic too. You could almost go like 3-person broadcasting team and have the traditional 2 roles, and then have a third person who's basically like monitoring the socials and chat and bringing that kind of stuff in.
Papa, I used to work for radio stations. Right now, I do college football and basketball for a team, which I don't talk much about on stream, but I can always connect with you offline. Tell me more about that. About the specific questions. That's cool, Groggy. 70% brainstorming. Yeah. I would. There's one person I know who works in athletics, and he actually, his whole job is like director of ideation, and so his team is solely responsible for coming up with concepts, and then his role, he's the one who's like touching base and continuing to like keep those creative moments going, but other people are actually doing the creation, which is super cool. So that's cool. All right, we got 2 laps left. Here we go. And then, if you don't know, we'll be on Monday. I saw Chat FM, and by the way, hi Chat FM. It's good to see you this morning. We'll be on tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific time. Chat said, I once tried thinking, but I got a headache. Oh, okay, gotcha. So this is a program we use called Restream Studio. which you actually could get a lot of use out of with the way that you do your streams. But one of the things that it does is it's a browser-based streaming platform, and then on the side here we can click on people's chat messages, and put them up full screen. And I think again for like a just chatting stream, that could actually be really useful because you're not switching to a lot of alternate sources, which Sean ran into when we would play games through this system because it's only set up for like video, right? Yeah. But you could do something like that and then start putting these things on screen, and it's just touch and click. So. You could.
Yep.
Yeah. It would not necessarily be a financially sound choice because you'd be paying money for something that you're not maximizing the use out of. But there's other things that it does, like being able to take recorded content and put it out like live. And that's kind of good. Yeah. So there's things. I recommend it. It's been reliable for us for sure. Well, look at that. Final lap.
Oh.
What did Vettel start at? Do you remember?
He didn't go up or down a ton. He might have been 6th.
I like how they gave Vettel the driver of the day.
He started in 13th.
Oh my gosh.
How'd he even get up there? I'm gonna have to rewatch the race, just his view.
Chat FM, I don't think I'll ever reach Mike's thing. Mike has way too many jobs even for me. So I can either download it as an app or just use it as it's all based in the browser. Yeah. Yeah, Cassius.
I have no. I'm surprised it wasn't more obvious.
It'd be worth rewatching the whole race just to figure out where the hell Vettel was the whole time.
And could you imagine if they showed that one time he passed Gasly? The only racing in this entire race. Could you imagine seeing that? Nice.
Yes.
Nice work, Max.
Yeah, I like the Verstappen, Sainz, Norris podium. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe he jumped up there when you gave us a tip, which again was super kind of you. Wow, look at that. And Prez was right there too. Jeez. Serena has quit waving.
Swinging it like a tennis racket.
That's true. That was a strong forehand from Serena. Oh, look at that boat. A Dutch party. Welcome to the party, Axe.
Yeah, I've been watching the entire time, but I've been busy, so I can't stay. Lando Norris. I'm so freaking happy.
Yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, that's
a good podium.
That could went better for Red Bull, and I mean, Prez obviously could have been on the podium, but to have Valtteri leave and then Hamilton stay in 7th.
Yep, good stuff.
All right, well, that's the strategy for Red Bull the rest of the year is to hope that qualifying blows up. And Lewis doesn't get to be in the top 3 to start.
Go jump in that pool.
All right, we're going to take off. We will be back on Monday, 6 a.m. Pacific time, as we are Monday through Friday. For 3 hours every morning, we are a morning radio show that plays games, if you've never been here before. And, thanks for hanging out this morning. That is Sean. I am Ryan. And you can follow us on Twitter as well.
Next race in 2 weeks for Azerbaijan, Baku.
Yeah, that's Sean's. You said that's
it's one of my favorites, yeah.
So this is a sweet spot for you because you got Monaco and then this one.
Yep.
This one and then Baku. So, Gaseous, it was good to see you again. I had thought about you this morning. I was like, there's certain people who have only joined us so far for F1 races, and so to see you here this morning was pretty exciting. Thanks for hopping in the Discord as well, Papa. Yeah, thanks for checking us out on a Sunday as well.
Yeah,
Can't beat that result that we just had. So that was pretty cool.
pretty solid.
All right, bye, Axe.
See ya.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Have a great day.
The Red Bull will be very strong indeed. Foghorns there.